Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Oh, there we are. Just noticed. Did you hear any of that weird audio? Did you hear it? Pick up anything?
No, it sounded fine on my end. Yeah,
it's driving me crazy. I've got a secondary camera set up, and why, for the life of me, you cannot totally mute your iPhone? Oh, you know what? It came back up. That's why. I muted it and it came back up. I don't know what's going on. All right. We'll see if it works later.
All right.
Yeah, I needed another camera because I want to try to show some things over here off to the side without showing it like this.
Good morning, everyone in the chat.
Morning. Yes.
Steve, Apple's Anonymous, Dave, Righteous. So I see Eric. Eric's Edge is on. Eric, how'd that G4 recap go? Eric, I got to watch a little bit of his live feed for that, and I think he should definitely get awarded for the MVB, Most Valuable Beard. It's an impressive facial foliage he's got going on there. Yeah,
doesn't get in the way with recapping.
I'm really surprised he hasn't accidentally lit it on fire with a soldering iron or something at some point. So yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's start the episode for real. First of all. Okay, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 642 for February 19th, 2023. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
I was editing past episodes, and I think I got the episode number wrong on prior. I don't know, but I think we are actually 642. I think that is correct this time. Today, we didn't announce, right, what we were going to talk about today, or did we? I can't remember.
Well, we either announced it or talked about it immediately afterwards off air.
That's maybe what happened. So, I don't think we've ever done a show that focused in on what I guess I'll just call the Apple catalog, sort of generically. This thing right here. It is, well, I mean, it's a catalog of Apple stuff, computers
from Apple, right?
But
yeah,
right. And but more interestingly, we have Apple logoed stuff that's not computers. And there's a long history of these catalogs, and they go by different names. And so I dug into that a little bit this morning and kind of go through that history. You got that the latest badge there? You want to flash? The badge?
Yeah, sure. I think I've got one here.
John's been working on his.
Where did I put them all?
3D printing those Apple II badges for the clean cases, the Mac Effects clear cases, and he's done another version this time.
Yeah, so silver. I got the silver filament, and I have to say, it's
nice,
pretty fine looking with the silver.
That is sharp. So he promises to make me a set, and then that will inspire me to take my case out of the box. Step number 1, and then transplant. Oh my gosh, that means I'd have to select a computer to disassemble.
Oh, the 2E is so easy to disassemble.
No disassemble.
Very easy.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a quick break and be back with eBay finds. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What are we doing here? Let's.
So it looks like Steve is saying that.
What's
check your messenger for. Steve said he sent a link.
Steve sent a link to my messenger. That's Messenger. That's Facebook. Not to be confused This is hot.
with
This is
messages.
late breaking news. I'm open right now. Let's see. Let's fire that up. Oh, look, there is something waiting for me. Oh, look at that. Well, shoehorn in that into the news because that's newsworthy.
Nice. Okay. I don't even know what it is. So
It actually gives us news this week because we're lacking in that department this week. The news department, turns out they took an unscheduled vacation. Okay. I think we're ready to go. Let's go
All right.
in 3, 2, 1. It's time for eBay finds. Last week, we had that gold Macintosh sign kind of co-branded with Canon. The Canon is kind of small there. It's mostly a giant Macintosh sort of 3D cast or something. I don't know, molded, whatever it is. That one's still available. $499.99 with the buy it now, or you can make an offer. And then there was the new in the box, sealed Apple numeric keypad. That's part number M0120. If there's somebody out there that has all those part numbers memorized, at least in the early days, would that be something? Can you anybody spout off real quick without looking what the part number of the original Macintosh was? Nobody? Okay. All right. Well, this one sold after 6 bids for $129.50, which I think that's a good deal, right? Honestly, for something
really
like this. I mean, that's a great original peripheral. Okay, and then the T-shirt, the one that was decorated with a bunch of old,
the icons,
Macintosh icons, and some
nice
creative
black and white
ones. This was for some. What did we figure out? It was some like pop-up museum or something.
Pop-up museum / no, really, they were selling
marketing
stuff,
firm.
but
yeah,
right. Yeah.
Rally was the name, I think, of the company. Anyway, that one's still available. Buy it now, $99.99. Okay, we'll begin this week. This one.
I was very
intrigued
confused
me.
when you first sent me the link for this. I'm like,
intrigued
why
me.
is he doing a?
This is unique in so many different ways. The title is 1992 Texas Instruments Macintosh Emulation Software TI-81 Graphing Calculator. It says the package is new from 1992 with emulation software on a 3.5-inch floppy disk to emulate the TI-81 calculator. It comes with the original 16-page software guide, a 9-chapter guidebook, a rare find for a Texas Instruments collector, and I should say a rare find for a Macintosh collector or a Macintosh software collector. There's the box, and on the cover is like a stylized, like, I don't know, Mac 2CX or something. So emulation is something we do a lot of these days because we have the hardware powerful enough to do it. And it's sort of it's mostly like a homebrew sort of environment. But here it is, TI published their own emulator for their own calculator for Macintosh back in 1992.
And so because it would be one thing to just if it's truly running whatever the software on that calculator actually is versus just writing a piece of software that's a calculator that does all the stuff. But if it's actually running an emulation layer for the original calculator software, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, you think that would be more difficult than just writing a new program.
Sure. Oh yeah.
That does the graphing, right?
It says emulation software, but who knows what that really means? Yeah, you're right. Did they create a whole architecture? Did they emulate the architecture of their calculators? And maybe they did, because then maybe that would allow them to do other calculators that were built on that same platform, or did they just write it from scratch? Really cool. I wonder. It looks like possibly that in addition to if you have this, you're running this, perhaps it allows you to at least copy and paste and do those sorts of things. So
one would hope, sure, or print your findings out, or
But I thought this was really cool. I don't know, at that time, I should have looked it up, like what that calculator, the actual hardware cost.
So it is available on Macintosh Garden, and they've
Oh, it
got a
is.
screenshot show. Yeah.
Okay. So you can play
Yeah.
around with it. Yeah, and it's a graphing calculator, so it does lots of cool things and interesting. Yeah. So anyway, if you're a TI fan, this would be right up your alley. They want a buy it now of $19.95. Of course, you can download it for free, but here you get the guidebook and
Yeah. I didn't look to
box.
see whether they've got the manual available. It looks like they've just got
Mhm.
the software. So yeah, you don't have the nifty book that comes with it.
Oh yeah, you do.
Or
You
the
got it all.
box. No, I mean,
You mean
yeah,
the
they don't have
electronic?
like a PDF version
Oh,
of
yeah. Doesn't look like it. Okay. All right. Really cool.
All right. Next up, we have a Apple Macintosh Quadra 950. This is a 68040 33 megahertz processor for parts or repair. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, I love the case design on these. I love a computer that requires a key. It's got the lock key on there, and if it's the same one as in mine, it'll actually have a little Apple logo on that on the key fob, which is pretty darn cool.
It's nice
So
that
yeah,
it
this
has
is Towers.
the set of keys.
It does have the
Some
set
of
of
these,
keys,
they
especially for
lose the
something being sold
keys.
for parts.
Yeah.
So Tower is non-functional, does not turn on or have any signs of life cosmetically.
Oh.
It has numerous scratches, scuffs, and discoloration inside the case. The machine was seriously rusted, and I stripped it down and removed all the rust and painted it. I changed other capacitors, never got it to work. This Quadra is completely untested. It does include RAM, a hard drive, a floppy drive, the 040 CPU, as is for parts. So it is a parts machine. Case-wise, the external I didn't think looked that bad. I don't know about the scratches they're talking about inside the case, but outside,
Yeah.
not too bad. And they want, it's got one bid right now of $150. Free economy shipping, according to this. I wouldn't trust this with, I don't know. This thing, this thing is not going to be cheap to ship. It's going to be a pretty good sized box, and I mean, not that it was like crazy heavy or anything, but one hopes that the seller is going to package it well for shipment. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, you can see it doesn't.
in the
There are no
auction, they've got a lot of
cards.
nice pictures, right? Yeah,
No
of the
cards, no
insides.
no RAM. There is a hard drive in there,
Steve, do you need a new project?
but you can see, this kind of like rust remnants in here.
Yeah,
But
kind of
yeah, the
etched
case
into the
outside the
metal.
case looks in pretty good shape.
It really does.
Missing
Yeah.
the port covers, and maybe could use a little retro bright love here and there, but in general, not too bad. Okay. All right. Let's go to this one. Last up, we offer you the Canvas Wood Director's Chair Apple Computer Corporation promo 80/90s. Okay. Got everything in there. Let's see. What does it say? It just says sturdy wooden folding chair with cream colored canvas seat and back support. Excellent condition, it says.
So is this cream colored, or is this was white and is faded to cream colored? You have a couple of these, right?
It is a natural canvas.
Okay, all right. Because this looks pretty. This looks as yellowed as an Apple case from the 80s.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
don't. It's hard to tell, especially when you're photographing whites and off whites, and the lighting and the camera work is not good to really capture it, because you can see it's kind of, it does look dingy. I see what you're saying. But this chair, and there's one, right here behind me, just like it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think at one point I had one that was kind of dingy, and then I was able to find somebody was selling like a brand new just replacement set. No, is that right? That can't be right. Anyway,
Of
I
just
forgot.
the
It's been so
fabric
long. Anyway, but mine
Oh,
is
wow.
like,
All right.
look, I got a pair here.
Yours looks really in nice shape. I mean,
Actually, I think I
again,
have 3 or 4 of these things, but they're in pretty good shape. It's hard to tell though. Yeah, from this picture. Let's look at another picture here. Yeah, it looks kind of yellow, doesn't it? You can really see differences in the coloration there and there too. But you might be able to wash this, and if you're careful, maybe you could help it without hurting the 6-color logo on the Apple text.
Maybe like a dry clean.
Yeah, yeah, right. Take it somewhere professionally, maybe even, and see what they can do with it. I bet you can bring life to this. I think I'm remembering, it's coming back to me. I had one where most of the wear and the discoloration normally happens on the seat portion because that's where you plant yourself. And so I had one that the seat had gotten most of the abuse, and so I just bought a new seat bottom, which you can do in the right natural color, and so was able to revive that. But anyway, you certainly don't see these every day, and it's been ages since we've seen one up for auction. They want well, I should say the current bid is up to $76 after 2 bids.
Wow.
Shipped from Huntington, New York. Has a day to go.
I'm afraid if I got something like this, I would never sit in it, afraid that I would immediately break it.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's rated for John. It's barely rated for James. They're actually pretty sturdy, but yeah, you might stretch it out a little bit. I don't know. I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe new John would. Old John,
new John is still 260 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Old 350 John would have definitely broken into kindling.
Yeah, this would just be for display for new and old John. Okay. Anyway, it says a little over a day to go. All right. Okay, let's see. On to the next phase here.
I hear Steve's getting a Naboo computer.
Naboo.
The Naboo, yeah.
You mean in
I saw
Star Wars?
Dave. No, it's a computer from Canada. Dave unboxed one on his live stream a few weeks ago, and the gang is trying to convince Steve that it's his turn for a Naboo.
Oh,
yeah. That's what's going on in the chat while we're doing this.
All right. Let's go with this next segment. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, yeah, we're talking about this Apple catalog today. This is the one that most commonly comes to mind. This was the premiere issue.
Oh, fantastic!
In 1992, with the PowerBook. I don't know. It's a 100 series. Looks like it's a 160 or something. Hard to tell. On the cover with hello on the display, which is
very nice.
Great.
Yeah,
very nice picture. And I got a number of these, and this morning I did the work of uncovering all of them to try to figure out the chronology and how many there were when they came out, that kind of thing. And I found way more than I was bargaining for because I have a lot of these. I mean, and duplicates and, just tons and tons. And then I started figuring, I was like, oh my gosh, but you know what? There were other Apple catalogs by different names going back well beyond 1992 and back into 1983. So
really? Wow.
Yeah, okay. We've talked about these other catalogs.
Right.
But then as I look through, it turns out that the catalog went by no less than 4 different names. 4 different names of something kind of similar. Okay. And so let's run through these. The oldest ones, unfortunately, I do not have my own copies. I would love to score one of these. This is the Apple gift catalog from 1983. Found this over at chipsetcetera.com. And apologies to the audio listeners. This is going to be a visual exercise, but I'll do my best to describe what we're looking at and entice you to check out the show on YouTube. We've looked at this gift catalog fairly recently,
Wasn't this
Because
the
we've
one that
talked
had the
about,
like the champagne glasses in it, or
does
etched
it?
glasses
We'll see here
of
in a
some sort?
second
Okay.
here. Um, so there, the cover, Apple, we got Modern Tectura, we're in 83, gift catalog, really cool, kind of Christmassy with the red and the gold. There's something magic about the Apple logo. It turns up everywhere, on the window of the car ahead of you, on a friend's t-shirt, and on the more than 500,000 Apple computers we've sold since 1976. We know many of Apple's friends and customers admire our trademarks as much as we do, partly because it's colorful and distinctive, but also because people are proud to be Apple owners. Last year, in response to your interest in items displaying our logo, we developed the Apple Gift Catalog. And then we got some pictures here. It's interesting. It starts off with something that you can't even buy. I don't even know why is this in the catalog. I guess just to show how proud they are of the Apple logo. But this is the the 935 Porsche racing in Riverside in 1980.
Ah, okay.
And we've talked about this car
Yes.
in detail. But the first things you can buy are the tumbler glasses with the Apple logo in the base and the mug. And this mug, I showed it when we did our mug episode. I don't know, a couple, 3 episodes back, the coffee mug. So I've got a number of these. They were $5.75 back then. And then you've got the happy family. They're all dressed and ready to go out on the town with their matching 6-color Apple logos with the streaking stripe.
Yeah, I like the flying apple, kind of at the jaunty angle.
That
adorned
great.
things.
And I think some people are reproducing this particular style of it, which would be awesome. I don't know if I've seen it at the angle. I think the angle is what it's the shooting star.
Right.
Apple
Yeah.
logo,
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be redone. Get on that, somebody. Okay, but then we have the puzzle, the Apple II Plus puzzle. Very rare. We'll do an episode. I guess.
Yeah.
I think we've done one, but we'll do another one. Maybe I assemble the puzzle.
Okay.
In real time.
In real time. Yeah. It'll be a week long.
It'll be exciting. It'll be twists
But
and
yeah,
turns.
you had that great episode where you interviewed the lady.
Oh, for the other item on here, that's the latch hook rug kit, right?
Oh yeah,
yes, the creator
sorry.
of the latch hook rug kit.
Getting ahead
also
of
on
myself.
This page,
right.
we did a whole thing on that one. Then we also, the wall hanging. We talked about that one. There's 10 episodes on every page. To be honest, the diskette file. I'm not gonna go through all this stuff.
The belt is that the belt buckle?
I could.
Yeah,
I
the brass belt buckle.
Wow. I just love all this stuff. The belt buckle, which I famously, everybody knows the story. I wore and showed it to Woz himself, and he was very impressed. And then the note cube. We just talked about this, and I showed mine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of this note cube is the again the kind of more Apple II era.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the kind of stripes with the color blocks, the personal computer. Yeah.
And
what is with the brass paperweight Apple?
The brass paperweight. I don't have one of those.
That's
I
nice.
One of those.
Wow.
There's a pen there.
That's a chunk of metal.
A rotary phone. No, that was just in there for decoration, but another antique. The kite. I have that kite. I have the poster. The poster is the balloon over Lake Tahoe, I think it is, and then of course the kite. I got a lot of stuff. I don't have the tote bag. Haven't seen that with the little grid pattern. So anyway, that's as far as I can find. That was the very first. I haven't seen anything earlier than that, and I wish I had.
Well, it's pretty amazing that you've got
catalog.
Almost half of what's in that catalog. That's pretty cool.
And let's see. Then there was another one. Let's see if I can pull that one up. Then they changed names, and maybe even in the same year. Because so we had the gift catalog, and now we have what's called the Apple Collection. Let's see if I can find my windows here. Yeah, the Apple Collection. And this was kind of strange. The cover just says the Apple Collection, white on gray, and just a red square against
Yeah,
the gray
yeah.
background.
Talking about your minimalistic art.
I mean, they just talked about the strength
right?
of the Apple logo, and we decided we're going to put a square on the cover. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but
So did you say what year? Did you figure out what year
this one also is
is from?
83. This is maybe
Oh,
later in
wow.
83, I think. I think this is one followed, where they changed the
Huh.
name to the Apple Collection. Catalog wasn't. They want collection was way more sophisticated. So, and what's more sophisticated than a off kilter red square? And then here we go. We got clothing. A couple of gentlemen sporting their short shorts. This was the 80s, so got to cut them some slack. And I'm not going to go through every page and dial into everything, but we're just going to kind of gloss over this. The beach towel. I've got one of those beach towels, which is
Nice.
cool. The sailboard, which isn't pictured there, it's on the. Where is the sailboard? They talk about the sailboard. Must be. I think I got these pictures out of order. That's what's going on. Some coffee
Okay.
mugs, some luggage.
Wait. I like the one of the handoff of the very clandestine handoff of the attaché case from one person to another, is what it looks like to me.
Is that
It's
what was
like
happening?
it's
Yeah,
full
that
of
was our
Apple
two
secrets.
different hands, aren't they? We got some pullovers. We got the cut. I got the cutting board. I have.
You do? Wow.
Yeah. Cool apple shaped cutting board with different pieces of wood there, and then the oven mitts and the apron don't have that. And then here's a cool picture that has an Apple III actually in the picture with a keyboard cover for it.
With an Apple branded keyboard cover.
Oh yeah, it's got the little medallion there in the lower left.
Yeah,
hand corner.
it's weird. It looks like it slides underneath the front of the Apple III.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Very bizarre. Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah. And then,
So what is the thing in the right back? The kind of plastic.
the diskette holder.
Is it? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
It's
5 and a
it's
quarter
hard to
inch
tell from
floppy.
here. Okay.
Yeah, kind of has that same little medallion on it too. There's a clock. There's the mug. I got lots of those mugs. I think that's the only thing I have on that page. And then a whole bunch of duffels and bags and backpacks. And then the next page we got these are the, oh my gosh, these satin jackets with the 6-color Apple logo and the Modern Tectura. These are ultimate. I do not have one of these. Oh my gosh. Have we ever seen one of these?
Sounds like you want one really badly.
That would be great. I have one of these visors, sun visors. Got one of those. I'm scroll through here. Just some other items. There's that paperweight again. There's the director's chair. We were just talking about the eBay auction, but this is an earlier one, and I've got one of these. That is just
and it
black
still
and white.
has the Modern Tectura.
Modern
on it.
Tectura, yes.
Nice.
Yes. I should get one of those out of storage. Put that on display.
Yes, you should.
$39, which what was that in today's dollars? Probably over 100. There's the order form, and pay, check your money order. And there's a snack set with mugs, more desk items, pens. Swiss Army knives with Apple Computer on it, really cool. I don't have any of those. Picnic set, right? That's cool.
Especially if you have the picnic cooler to go with it, right?
Yep. More shirts, more jewelry. Got quite a number of those, like the necklaces, tie tacks, pins, keychains, whatever. More clothing. Oh, there's the surfer, right? That would be the ultimate. The ultimate accessory is the windsurfer.
You have to wonder how many of those they sold. Does this have prices? How much was that?
It was on the picture. I have to scroll back.
Got it.
Some
Never
jackets.
mind.
There's that satin jacket again. There's some people playing ping pong with the kite in the background. More shirts, and there's the end here. I'll scroll back. There was that page we saw. I got these out of order. There it is. The sailboard is $899 back then. That's $1983. Yeah. All right. So that was that catalog was 1983, and that started a few years where they called it the Apple Collection. And then I was only able to. So we got that one, and then I have two, in my collection of the Apple collection of the actual hardcover physical copies. So or soft cover, I should say, physical copies. So let's add that. So here is the first one, the ones I have, and this one is dated. What is this dated? I don't even know. This is a cool one because the cover has a little letter to Mr. Jobs. It says, "Dear Mr. Jobs, I was doing a crossword puzzle, and a clue was as American as Apple blank. I thought the answer was computer, but my mom said it was pie." Do you remember this? Signed,
I do.
Jamara Richards. P.S. I used an Apple computer one time at school. It was fun. This is the same little quote that was on one of the mugs I showed a couple weeks back.
Oh, well, okay.
But it's longer because it has this PS portion at the bottom. The mug didn't have enough room for that. So again, same kind of thing. Photos, different items here. You'll see some of the same items. A lot of clothing, mugs. Got some bumper stickers. Look, the journey is the reward. Some of these mugs that I showed in the previous podcast. And so we'll just scroll here. I don't want to spend all day long. Oh, here's a variant of the director's chair there at the bottom. And I think I have one of those. Briefcases and ties and a lot of leather-bound stuff. Oh, there's the windsurfer in action.
Yes, that's a different model, isn't it? I mean, that
it
looks
look
different than the one that was in
yeah,
the
it
other
does,
one had like
doesn't it? Does
clear.
it say where the description is here? Let's see. It's an order form. Oh, here it is. For beginners and seasoned sailors alike, the F2 American Lightning sailboard offers superior equipment for the most exhilarating of sports. It's up to $995. How about those Porsche driving glasses with the Apple logo on them? How about more pens and packs and diskette holders? Lots and lots of stuff. Look at this. Look at this little backpack.
Oh man, with the bicycle
wheels
for the mind. Nice.
Yeah. And then let's see. A lot of there's some Picasso logo stuff, right? And then look, there it is. The notepad that I just got.
The notepad cube, yeah.
$7.50.
How much did you pay?
I played. I don't remember. Not quite 10 times that, but inflation. What do we got here? Let's keep scrolling. Let's look at some kids wear. The truck. I have the truck. So the truck there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're like the semi truck. Yeah.
Right? There you go. Anyway, so that's cool. And then in 86, 87, they had this version of the Apple catalog. Back up here. Let's tilt this down and there we go. And then this one, again, we'll just do a quick page through. Oh, things are falling out of that. Oh, look, here's like a price sheet. Oh, so they even sold the Mac table. Remember the Mac table? $399. They're having a sale, apparently. And so here's a list of, like a typed list of all the stuff. Oh my gosh, an order form, including a multi-part with,
carbon paper?
Carbon paper. Look at that. So again, more stuff. Bags. There's the diskette box. We've talked about those before. There's the Mac table. And here's a different director's chair. I do not have one of these. Look at that one. That is cool. Little stylized with I don't know, those are erasers. 6-color Apple logo.
I really like that Mac table where it had the little inset so the Mac would sit at a better angle for viewing and yeah.
How about the chocolate Macintosh? Made of
my
chocolate.
Gosh. Wow.
They got the windsurfer again, towels,
more, beach towels, yeah,
towel.
a couple of different.
Well, so much for my stand
More
here.
mugs.
More luggage. A lot of office stuff. We could spend all day just going through this stuff and then trying to find it on eBay.
Yeah, this one's definitely peak 80s style on that clothing and stuff.
Yeah, how about the
Wow.
corduroy hats and different styles and let's see, we got more T-shirts and popped collars galore and leather stuff, pens, and the Braun calculator. Steve Jobs always talked about the design, the simple design.
Oh, yeah,
of the
yeah.
Braun calculator.
The Braun calculator. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and let's see, more ornamentation, clocks and paperweights, and there's some champagne or wine glasses. The kids wear. There's the truck again, and there we go. Oh, and then this really simple wood puzzle right here. I've got one of those still sealed. Anyway, all right.
Nice.
And then they changed again. So that one went to about 1988. Gosh, we've gone on for 18 minutes. We're gonna wrap this up. The Apple catalog then debuted, and where the heck? I don't even have it here. Oh, you know what? This is another one. I'm sorry. This is another Apple. I guess I had another Apple collection. So this is an 87, 88 Apple collection catalog, and it's more of the same stuff. I'm not gonna flip through here. Well, maybe I will a little bit. Let's just see if we find any cool stuff. Oh, more towels. Oh, some of these mugs that I have.
Oh yeah, I like the one with the kind of fluted base. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know. Oh, look, the So Far book. Celebrating the 10 years. So you could actually buy that. I always thought that was just given to employees, but they made enough for people to buy for $49. Those are kind of a nice thing to have. And let's see, what are the clothing items? Let's see if there's anything else here that's like pops out. And about a phone. I think that's about it. That's really new in here. All right, now we get to 1992 in the Apple catalog, and this is where they started selling actual computer stuff, peripherals, and the Apple logoed clothing and stuff was kind of minimized. So you've got computer parts and supplies and
okay.
even
All
software and whatever. And then so really the cool stuff that I'm interested in is kind of relegated. It's kind of an afterthought, which is actually, is it even here? Oh, there we go. Apple Wear. So it's just a section in the catalog, but you got some cool stuff, Apple logoed stuff. The watch, look, there's the director's chair.
There's the actual director's chair that you have in the background. Sure. Nice.
So is it just the one page? Oh, and then desk accessories. So you got the Mac desk, some carrying cases, and then it gets back to so some third-party security things, network peripherals, software. But yeah, that's it. And then it kind of, that's the same sort of theme for many iterations. And this time they would go to a quarterly release. So you have the spring. And strangely, I have two different springs. I have a spring with a lady using her PowerBook on the road, and a spring 93 with a Color Classic on the cover.
Ooh, okay.
So, and then we go to summer 93. We've got a Duo Dock there.
Duo Dock, very nice.
And then this makes me nervous. This is late summer 93, where a person is using their PowerBook Duo
apparently on a boat while doing whale watching.
Yeah.
That's
Hopefully that's a fake image, that they're not actually 50 feet away from a
you might as well be using an Apple IIc on the beach.
Humpback, I guess. Yeah. And then the last one there, the Apple catalog, fall 1993. All right. Well, there's one more though. because while that's the last Apple catalog that that I came across, they did switch to something called the starting line Apple merchandising catalog, probably around 1995, and I found a few pictures of that. We'll just show that real quick here. Let's see. Present. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Be gone. All right. Then we let's look at this, the starting line catalog. And it's from this that I got a lot of the stuff that I have.
So I've not heard of the starting line catalog. I had not heard of this title.
What they did is I guess they contracted this company or something. I don't know that handled the merchandising. And so there's the cover of it. 3 kids standing on a chair and I don't know, looking at bugs or mice. They're mice.
Computer mice. Yeah.
Computer mice. Yeah. On the floor. And here you go. It's this one's I only got a few pages of this, but you have the golf balls and a beach chair, an umbrella and towel, golf towel, cooler. I don't know, nothing too terribly exciting. And then some interesting clothing, sweatshirts, jackets, that kind of stuff. And then here you've got even some Newton stuff, a Newton keychain, some watches. So yeah. And there's that little watch that we've talked about before.
Oh,
but,
with the
yeah. Anyway, so it kind of dried up sometime. I want to say 98, 99 is when they started. Then they discontinued this service and then did a fire sale. And it was that fire sale.
But the funny thing is they still, of course, sell a bunch of stuff at the corporate store.
Well, they do, but it never. Yeah, but now it's you got to go there.
They don't. You have to go there, yeah, which is kind of weird.
Or you pay somebody on eBay or wherever to to whatever go buy it for you. But yeah, it was not the old days. It was somehow you got one of these catalogs, and that was the only way you could get it. Anyway, that is it. That is I guess a longer than I wanted history of the Apple catalog and their Apple logoed merchandise. So go for it. Try to track everything down. Catch them all. Okay.
All right. So
James, when can I come over and scan them all?
His Apple III comments were just killing me.
What's that?
I don't know if you saw any of his Apple III comments he was making.
No, I missed it.
Oh my gosh! I put them up on the screen.
Were they
but then
nasty comments about the 3 and it's?
Oh my gosh! After the keyboard. Oh gosh, where is it? Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So there's the duffel bags are to hold all the money you save by not buying an Apple III. And then there was one other one, but then One Bit Fever Dreams is his man, did Apple III steal your lunch money? Yeah, it was. I'm sorry, I was having a hard time not laughing during the podcast on that one. Yeah. And Steve's congratulated us on 500 subscribers. Yeah, we made it to 500.
501 actually.
501 now.
We actually beat
one more.
Not everybody actually surpasses 500, which we have. So we're on our way to 10 million. Speaking of scan, I should scan all these things. I guess I got to get wise on the best way to do that. I mean, I could do the quick and dirty, but I'm sure there's a good, better, and best way of handling that. And I should do a more exhaustive search to see if there's no way I have a complete set of all these things. I mean, except for the ones that I know I don't have, but maybe there's more out there. I don't know if any of you out there have a catalog. I'd love to see what that looks like. Okay, let's move along to the news. Got to get my Windows.
Oh, Steve's offered to be on the show to talk about the link if you...
Oh, of course. Actually, wait, how long is that auction going to go? Ends on 3/16. That sounds like it. Oh, it happened. What?
No,
Did it
3/16
happen?
would be
Oh,
March.
that's next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting ahead of me. Yeah, we got a ways to go. How about Steve? Sub for you next week. We talk about this.
Yeah. So yeah, next week I will be doing another geek thing. I'll be in Pensacola. It's a very local convention for me, fortunately. But it will be all weekend long that I'll be there. So
How about it, Steve? Are you available next week? We can tease it. We can tease the auction this week, and then next week can give us a little backstory if you are available. Yes. Or you can pop in now too, and come in next week. We can do that. We can do anything. We have the power. I'll send you a link right now.
oh yeah, I noticed. Yeah, he mentions that if you ever need any scanning tips, 50 Shades of Beige, Michael Mulhern has got it down pat. He's done some great stuff.
Oh, come on. Out of the way. All right. All right. You got the link. You can come in whenever you want. All right. Let's go ahead and record some news. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right. It was kind of a slow news week, but there's always time to talk about some Dana Severa Nanoraptor creations. So let's do that. Let's pop some of those on the screen, and if I can find the right buttons to push, we'll get it done. And voila! Look at that. Supcat asks, got a picture of the G3 cube. Oh, we got somebody's trying to butt in here. Let's have them scan down. Oh, look, it's Steve Mac84 is joining us. We were looking at these Nanoraptor creations. So somebody asked if she had a picture of the G3 cube, which would be a hard thing to find since it was never actually made. But she obliged the person with the question, and voila, there is a G3 cube.
So I didn't know that you were going to show this. So the fact that I've got my G3 behind
I was going to ask what brings the G3 tower.
Just wanted. It's nice to throw something different in the background. So that's kind of funny.
I'd forgotten you have the matching display.
Yeah, the 15-inch LCD.
Yeah, the very first.
And the iBot camera, I always love those.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't see from the size. Is that a Bondi Blue iBot or something?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
It is Firewire.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Those are pretty sporty in the day, those Firewire cameras. Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you gentlemen doing?
I'm doing great.
You had me drooling over those catalogs and just
oh my gosh, right?
going crazy trying to figure that out.
Well, that's what I used to do as a kid. I had no money. And then I would get one of these catalogs, and so that's all I would do is just thumb through it seems like every month I'd take the catalog and say, well, if I had money, what would I buy? I mean, it's funny, you can't, when you're a kid, you don't even have money, you can't even buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Right.
So did you get those catalogs by mailing away, or were they just like at a store? Do you remember?
I think they were sent to me. I think Apple sent them out at some point when you bought computers. I think that's how they came on my radar. Now later, I would find them, on eBay or whatever. But yeah, I think the first ones were mailed to me.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the Internet Archive briefly, it doesn't seem like a lot of them are scanned. So it just you passed by one of the pages in the later ones, and there were just like a grid of the Apple software boxes for PC Exchange and QuickTime. A lot of things you don't see these days because I don't think they were too successful in selling those, and then they just became like bundled in with software and packages on the systems. But I thought that was very neat.
Yeah. All right. I got one more here. The Power Macintosh 4200/75, also known as the Power Macintosh G2 Cube, was not actually a cube. Startup time was a 17-second wild eep Oh my gosh.
I love it.
17 seconds of wild eep. That would be yeah, not quite a cube. It's a little longer, but it's boy, it packs a lot in there. You've got
I would love one on my desk.
that is somebody needs
Yeah,
to
that's the
make
thing
one of
about
those.
Dana's stuff is it's funny, but it's also that would be really cool if they actually had done that.
Of course,
Absolutely.
it'd be physically impossible at the time
Right.
because
Yeah.
you'd have room for well, there's the
Nothing
CD,
in there.
the floppy, and then maybe you could put the power supply. That's about it.
Or you have an external power supply that says
There you go.
the
Dude,
size of
just
this
like the
unit.
cube. Just
Yeah.
like the cube, you know.
Right,
it's,
exactly.
right.
You could cheat, right? Like they did with the first Mini. And
I'll tell
yeah.
Dana, and they'll Photoshop their own power supply then.
There you go. There,
Yeah.
that's twice as big as the computer. Yeah.
Well, that'd be funny also to have you have a power supply that hangs off the end, and actually the CPU and all the computer
Well,
also in a little
my-
module that's stuck in there.
Oh, that's great.
So the best example of that really is the TAM. It's like where they hid the power supply in the subwoofer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine this almost like a train. So this is like the engine, and then there's like a middle
Right.
car with like, the power supply, and then the caboose is like where all the ports are or something. That'd be
Right.
hilarious.
And you
I'm
can hide
gonna-
all
I'm
those
gonna
other
message
boxes under your desk, right?
You just have them like around your entire office. No, it's a compact computer.
Well, think about that. The idea of all the stuff you don't need to have in front of you, someplace under the desk, behind a
Mhm.
wall or whatever, and just this part that you're seeing here, where you actually need to put a disc or CD in and turn it on, right? Okay. The reason Steve's here is because he alerted us of an RR auction. Macintosh
Oh, yeah,
28K
okay. Mhm.
prototype computer with display case and accessories. He had a hand in this, and well, I guess we can say everything now, and we can talk about new stuff next week, or give an update on this next week.
Yeah, so there will be an update. That's what I'm going to share. So they're doing this whole our auction rather is doing this whole Steve Jobs type thing, and so they've been waiting, I guess, for all these auctions to go up. Apple related stuff. They have some neat stuff. They have like one of those kites that you showed in that catalog and stuff. But this is the Mac 128K prototype that was brought to me in July. So I did an assessment on this and a detailed report, which you showed on the show a few months earlier. And the system works. It needs some caps on the analog board replaced, but it boots up, the screen brights up, and everything works as I was able to test it. The only thing is with this listing, I provided some photos of the insides and pictures of it booting and stuff like that, and those were sent. So I think that listing will be updated, because if you read the description, it doesn't. They're taking it from a perspective of, oh, it's a rare prototype. Look at the case. Blah blah blah. But
Right.
they don't tell you like the details of how it works, or there's this. They don't show photos of the EEPROM adapter board with Mr. Macintosh on it. I think it's a missed opportunity to showcase
yeah.
Mhm.
a lot
Of
of the geeky stuff, because I think there's a very small intersection of, hey, I'm a guy with a ton of money who's interested in Macs, but
Yeah.
is not interested in the technical stuff of it. Like if you
Yeah.
are spending this type of money, because this thing will go for a few $1,000s, I'm sure. If you're going to spend this type of money on something, you want to know if the analog board looks okay, if there's any corrosion on the logic board, what it looks like. Show, don't tell. So hopefully, I know my photos aren't studio quality like the ones they're presenting here, but hopefully they'll be sharing some of those. I gave them permission to in the auction, because it does show the logic board, the analog board, and all that stuff. And I'll
Yeah.
share my screen very briefly here just to give you an example of that. So you might just have to click the allow crazy person to share their screen here
Oh, okay.
button.
Who does that? We do.
It's in the bottom row of your. There you go.
There we go.
So, I mentioned the EEPROM adapter. That's this, and Mr. Macintosh is there on the left. How
I
cool
love
is
that?
that?
That Mr. Macintosh is on there. That is crazy
Yeah.
cool.
That's $1,000 right there.
Yeah, I've never seen one before, and Mr. Macintosh just is the icing on the cake. And then you have the logic board here, which has a little red LED in the front there. And I can't seem to zoom in on it, but there's a resistor and a little LED that lights up when the system is on. And this I did not notice, shamefully. until I had a better look at it. The processor doesn't even say 68,000 on it. So this is, from what I've gathered, is either an engineering sample that Apple requested from Motorola, or the chips were so early that for whatever reason the naming was different, or they were obscuring the name for whatever reason, because the logic board is obviously silkscreened with 68,000. So Apple knew what they were putting in there. But, when you order chips in whatever variety, I'm sure Apple had a say in what was printed on them, which is standard practice. And so, they could have just obscured the part number to throw off people of what they were putting in there or whatever. But I've only seen one or two other photos of a processor like this, and it's always very, very early system. So I thought that was very neat, and it was hidden under that EEPROM adapter board, so you wouldn't necessarily see it unless you remove that. So we carefully removed that in July, and I was like, oh, I'll just take a picture of this. It's a ceramic 68,000. I didn't expect to have it a very early one like that, which was neat.
It's a shame these photos weren't on there from the beginning because they might have missed out, because people will see the auction now and then they're like,
exactly.
whatever, move
yeah.
along.
So, I know the RR folks have a lot of technical background in things, but there's also an Apple Lisa that they're selling, and they have a close-up photo of the corroded batteries on the logic board, and they don't mention it in the description at all. So, oops. Yeah. So, but the interesting thing about this is obviously it's an early machine. It has the Apple logo on the back with the name Apple instead of Macintosh, all sorts of neat stuff. And I just want to show one more photo of the system booted up.
Sure.
So if you click that again, this actually has the system
on.
You just have to click the button again.
There we go.
Yeah, so up and running. I think it was system 5 we had. Yeah. So
and those are key photos too, obviously, to show operation.
Yeah, the tube works. They could be used some cleaned up and stuff, but So hopefully they add those soon, and some bit more of the details like this.
Is there something weird going on with the bezel around the monitor in the corners?
Yes, the bezel has been altered slightly. The bottom, at least, for the vents.
Oh no, I meant going back to the front picture.
Oh, let's see. It might be curved slightly differently, but maybe it's just the angle I have on my photo.
Maybe it looks like the very corners looked odd, but it could just be the lighting.
Yeah, I did take some photos of it comparing side by side, so I'll have to refer to those.
Okay.
But also the signatures are in a slightly different position.
Oh wow! Okay,
because
and nice and easy to read without the that kind of sprayed in
coating or whatever
liner. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are all things I brought to their attention. Hopefully,
that's great.
They will. But look at the Apple feet. How cute is that?
Apple feet. That's great.
Yeah, that is.
Never seen that before. So hopefully they make an addendum to this and they showcase some of these, because if I was Mr. Moneypants here. These pictures would be like, that's what I want, so it's the icing on the cake. So hopefully they do that. It's a great item. They also have in that auction block a boxed copy of Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Nice.
Gosh.
And nobody has bid on it yet, only $200. So that's also from these owners. So yeah,
let's look at here. I'll pull up the auction lot here, see if I can. There we go. So this is the Steve Jobs and the Apple Computer Revolution set of auctions, and you can see all the cool stuff there. Some handwritten stuff by Steve Jobs, including an interoffice memo from Atari.
Oh, cool.
A computer check that he signed in 1976. Somebody got him to sign a ROM chip. An Apple One. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Business card. There's quite a few things. Okay?
Yeah, I think they were just waiting on this stuff. And then there's Del Yoakum. I think he was an Apple executive. They have several of his machines, including that Lisa. That's the one with the corroded batteries.
Goodness. Yeah, so, Lisa One with a profile.
Ooh, wow.
Look at that. Yeah, there you go. Ugh. And then the photo to the right, I think, after that one.
This one
shows the batteries.
Screen, so if you press the right button. on the
There we
browser
go.
there. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, ooh, fuzzy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fuzzy
I don't
batteries.
care how much of a auctioneer you are. That somebody technical should be like, yeah, you should just dust that out.
But look at that. Thank you, Del Yoakum, from the first production build, May
Wow.
1983.
Yeah, that's neat.
That first production build of the Apple Lisa. Oh my gosh. What
With
what
the
do you
Twiggy
think?
drives,
What's that going to go for? Any guesses?
I would say close to 100. If a regular Lisa with Twiggy drives goes to 100, that has to at least go
Yeah.
there.
There's Del Yoakum's 1 millionth Macintosh Plus.
Fantastic.
That is awesome. Look at that.
Look
Has
at
a
the
little plaque on the back. It
Wow.
says Del Yoakum, Apple 1 millionth Macintosh computer manufactured in Fremont.
But how do I find the
February 9th,
model number?
1987. Look at that. Yeah. I guess it's underneath there. And we can assume there's a corroded battery under that cover. And what do we got? We got Del Yoakum's. It's got everything. What he's got a fire cells, 2GS Woz edition.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff in those catalogs, the rug, the glasses, the kite.
Hey, they're my wine glasses you were talking about. I got a set of these, so we'll see what those go for.
Are you secretly putting your stuff on auction, James? Be honest with us.
I wish. Well, there's a lot of stuff in here I own. So the latch hook rug. Gosh, I'm going to look at this with interest because I'm going to be able to put a valuation on stuff.
Oh, one of
I
the Picasso lights. I haven't seen one of those pop up in a long time.
Yeah, that I believe is also from Beth and Rick. That was one of theirs as well.
I have a stock certificate.
Oh, so cool.
Not from back here though. This is early. Boy, this is one picture. This stock certificate has an Apple II.
I love it
on it.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. And hopefully, I'm sure it's not usable anymore. I wonder what that would be actually worth.
I'd like that just printed on the wall. I don't need to spend $200 on
Yeah.
my own.
Oh, this is cool. Okay, there's the looking glass one. But look at this cool little display of miscellaneous keychains and pins. This is a good idea.
They do some zoom. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
There's the belt buckle, and there's a different belt buckle.
Color belt buckle.
Yeah,
What?
James is reaching for his wallet.
The various keychains.
I love the Apple
pins
III keychain.
Over the years, all the different smiling Mac pins.
Oh, they even have an iPad and an iPhone.
Yeah.
The one with the UK flag, I guess.
Oh, this is a great idea. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to steal that idea.
That is a great idea. Yeah.
A Steve Wozniak CL9 Core Universal Remote. He had that little company for a little while. The Matt Groening Who Needs a Computer Anyway booklet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing news stories about this. The original iPhone sealed.
Now that has a spicy battery inside as well, I'm sure.
Yeah. And
there's even a signed Ronald Wayne transcript there.
Yeah. Somehow we got out of the Steve Jobs related stuff.
Yeah. Now there's a TSR-80 that was used by Bill Gates, which is kind of interesting. And they have some computer, roughly just like computer and video game stuff that I guess they just put in the same lot. But there's like an offer letter for like an employee of Next on the third page, which was interesting because if you just go to the third page and click on that, there's a funny way that they would accept their employment, a very Steve Jobs way of that. If you read the bottom right, right above where David would have signed.
It says, "I accept this insanely great offer." That's where you sign it.
Thought that was neat.
That's a pretty nice salary in 1989 of $80,000 per year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I'll take that one with inflation.
Yeah,
Plus
exactly.
Stock options and a hiring bonus of $5,000 to be paid at your next employee orientation meeting.
I'll take 5,000 shares of Apple stock.
I wondered if there's any files. Does this have onboard storage, the TRS Model 100? Are there any files on here that say stuff like, how do we copy Mac OS? Or, must defeat Steve kind of stuff on there.
Yeah, I mean, some of the prices of these things, like the Alice software, I mean, obviously these just got put up, but $200 for that's a steal. I would expect that to go probably close to 1,000 based on other things I've seen.
I like though that this computer from Bill Gates does have a handwritten note on it, a post-it that says, I don't need this anymore. It is Microsoft property. I'm going to start using the Model 200. Very good. Very,
That's great.
well, neat. Well, we'll have to keep tabs on these auctions, especially the one that you had a hand in.
Yep. Yeah, I hope that that goes for a good price. I mean, it is a really unique item. I was so happy to be able to look at it, and happier that it even booted up and was acting all happy and Macintoshy, you know. So hopefully they get the information up there and the pictures up there and everything.
All right.
So you have until March to stretch those wallets.
We stopped the news recording. Now
All
you
right.
can reveal if you are the first bidder.
No, I am not. Although I did send them a quite pointed email about some of the omissions there. Because,
yeah.
like we were saying, you know, this auction goes up.
Wait, hold on. We're not recording
That's
for
all
the
right.
audio podcast. We are live streaming across the planet.
That's okay. I'm not saying
Okay.
anything rough. I'm just saying.
Okay, I just want to make
that-
sure you.
That no.
You effing.
John, how dare you? No, but you know what happens is, you know, these auctions go up with rare Macintosh prototype. What happens? The news people pick it up. You know, Mac rumors and all this stuff, and it
Yeah.
floats around. And when it floats around, if it doesn't have the updated pictures and the descriptions and stuff like that,
You
like
missed
you
the
guys were
opportunity.
saying, it's a missed opportunity because
Yeah.
people will see that and go, "Oh no, that's just the thing," you know.
Well, they'll a smart person that would be interested in it will at least it still is of interest.
Sure.
And somebody would read it, but it's about 10% of the impact, you know, that it could be without those other
Right.
Yeah, so I'm hopeful they'll update it and everything, and it'll be all great. But you know, I think you need to show the computer on. You need to show how clean it is inside, and that adapter board with the EEPROMs is just icing on the cake.
and maybe checked out and certified authentic by Steve, aka Mac84.
I
go.
am listed in the description. I'm very humbled by that.
Hey, nice.
So they can use my photos. I'd be even more humbled. So there you go.
Steve, I want you to send me the Mr. Macintosh picture because I want to
Oh, yes.
make that into line art.
I will be happy to send you those pictures. That'll be really cool. And I apologize for my video. The camera I'm using is so old that OS 10 doesn't know what it is. So all the
Is it one of those? Is it
No,
one of these?
I think it's
I
1
bought-
year. It's 1 year newer. It's USB, but it's not too far from that.
All right. There was no FireWire port on your Macintosh.
Yeah, I think I need like 3 adapters for the Mac Studio to give me a file.
All right, let's record an outro and then we can say whatever. Let's put this one in the can here.
James
Let's
is
see.
like,
Let's go in
Let's wrap up these crazy people.
3, 2, 1. All right. Well, we had a special surprise guest, Steve Mac84, which is nice. And did we hear it right? You're going to be able to fill in for John next week.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll come up with something to talk about.
Big shoes to fill.
Literally, yes. Yes. All right. Well, I think that wraps up another episode. Join us 8 a.m. Central on YouTube, and you can participate in the chat. And maybe if you're lucky, just insert yourself right into the podcast. That happens. Pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I mean the checks keep clearing, so I'm happy to be on.
All right. Well, I'll be back next week with Steve. John will be, I don't know,
Off
masquerading
geeking.
as
Yes.
somebody at Pensacon. And until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's a retro.
Okay, now we're in bonus time.
I'm glad the light is shining right on the bump on my head I got from slamming it into a TV mount on the wall. So that's great.
Oh no.
Were you moshing in your living room again?
My dad was helping me hang a TV on the wall mount, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll just adjust this." I put my head under, bam, and I'm like, "How did I get on the floor?" No, but I'm okay.
Oh man.
I can still count to Apple III, so I'm good.
Have you shot any more videos of subjecting him to vintage computer stuff?
No, but I am trying to set up his G4 system. I think you'd have a lot of fun with that.
Oh, cool.
The original hard drive is toast, but I think we have some files from zip disks and stuff I could torture him with.
This was a tower.
Yeah, it's a G4 AGP 450 megahertz. So the
Mhm.
first AGP model. And he had the massive 21-inch studio display, which unfortunately died like a very short death. You know, it was like 3 or 4 years after he got the darn thing. And that was before they had the recalls for them. So, of course, not a happy ending with that. But I do want to tease this. I'll show this next week. But this is something I got from eBay.
Oh.
Which is,
Outbound.
And
Yeah.
it's not for what you think it was. It's for an intelligent monitor.
Okay. So
And
something other
it's
than
a
their...
SCSI-based monitor. A SCSI-based monitor.
Oh, you know what? Yes.
I've never really known about these, but has the manual, has the driver disc, archive the disc, and I'm going to scan the manual, so we can talk about that next week. But it's a really interesting little thing, and what's interesting is the floppy disk has some software on it that may help people like the SCSI folks reverse engineer some video output over SCSI. So that'd be cool.
Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay.
Can we so are you offering, can we just do that as the main segment next
Yeah,
week?
yeah, we could
Oh,
we
cool.
could talk about that, and
Awesome.
I think those systems are interesting. I don't own any of them, but
Yeah.
they go for pretty pennies.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look on my end and see what I can learn about it too. And then I don't know if you've got anything to share with us next week on the Lisa documentary, if you know.
Yeah, I'm in a holding pattern, so I'm
Okay.
waiting on stuff from David to continue.
Okay.
He's a busy bee, but
Yeah.
I am chomping at the bit because Computer History Museum did a whole video release of a bunch of Lisa stuff. They did like a whole, I guess, a gala or something, and it's like an hour and a half video. They recorded of a bunch of people talking about it.
Yeah, I watched the video. We talked about it last week
Yep,
here.
yep.
It's a great video, but you know, there was also somebody from, was it which magazine? Did you say? Was it Wired or somebody that was, or Verge or somebody was in some of the groups asking for access to original hardware.
And they reached out to me. And,
okay.
They said, "Hey, could you bring your Lisa to New York?" And I'm like, "No, you come here. I'm like an hour outside of the city. If you're in New York, you come here. And there's 200 other Apple machines for you to look at." And unfortunately, I don't think they're doing a stop in New York for shooting at this time. But I said, if your schedule changes, let me know. Because that's the thing. We all know how brittle and fragile these machines are.
Yeah.
That Lisa, just sitting in a van with packaging all over it, the faceplate got all scuffed up and the back got scuffed up during transit. And that was as careful as we packed it. So something like that, I'm sorry, you have to come and take a look at it. I have a fancy camera, I could shoot photos.
So what are they working on? Are they working on a documentary of their own?
It seems like they're working on some type of documentary that involves the Lisa. I wasn't able to get out exactly what they were doing. My hunch is that it's going to be about like 40th anniversary of the Lisa, but they're going to talk about other things. But I mean, there's enough people around the U.S. with the Lisa that maybe they'll find one in California closer to, I assume, where maybe some of their offices are located, or they'll just use some footage that's existing there.
Right. Okay.
It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't want to move these things anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to lift it up the stairs. No, thank you.
Completely agree. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you next week, and John, I'll see you the week after, I guess.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just I'll play us out. Everybody, this is where we wave goodbye.
All right. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.